Hi guys, welcome to another video. I am Abhinav Sabarwal, trainer for business analysts, RPA and Agile. And if you want to learn any of these things from personally from me, contact me on 900 480 And with that, let's start our today's video. And in today's video, we are going to talk about requirement capturing techniques part 2, that is user stories. Now, in today's video, we'll cover introduction, structure of a user story, example of a user story, what is definition of done, what is acceptance criteria, and what is invest in a user story. Introduction to user story. User stories are short, simple descriptions of a feature told from the perspective of a person who desires new capability, usually a user or a customer of the system. User stories are often written on index cards or sticky notes stored in shoebox and arranged on walls or tables to facilitate planning and discussion. As such, they strongly shift focus from writing about features to discussing them. User stories is that they can be written at varying level of detail. User stories is only meant to describe a feature, but not describe how to implement it, leaving out the technical aspect. User stories should describe the behavior or flow from user's perspective. Now, guys, uh, if I hope you have seen my use case video, and if you have, you realize that user story is very much different from a use case. Whereas use case is all about the behavior of the system and the interaction of the system and the actor. User story is all about how the user sees the system. It's all about the point of view of user or the person who is actually using the system. Now, user story has a particular structure to it. So let's look at what that is. A user story is a tool used in agile software development. It is used to capture description of a software feature from the end user perspective. The user story describes the type of a user, what they want, and why. So when we write the user stories, we write in this particular format. When, that is the situation. I want to, that's my motivation, so that I can, that is the expected outcome. Now, apart from this particular structure of when I want to, so I can, there are two other things in user stories. One is definition of done. This is when all the conditions or acceptance criteria that a software product must satisfy are met and ready to be accepted by a user, customer, team, or consuming system. Acceptance criteria. This refers to a set of predefined requirements that must be met in order to mark a user story complete. Now let's have a deeper look on what we mean by definition of done. Definition of done is a list of requirements that a user story must adhere to for a team to call it complete. So it tells the developer when the user story is complete. What should user story accomplish? That is what definition of done is all about. While the acceptance criteria of user story consists of a set of test scenarios that are to be met to confirm that software is working as expected. The definition of done is structured as a list of items, each one used to validate the story or PBI, that is product backlog item, which exists to ensure that the development team agrees about the quality of the work they are attempting to produce. It serves as a checklist that is used to check each product's PBI or user story for completeness. Items in the definition of done are intended to be applicable to all items in the product backlog, not just a single user story. Definition of done can be summarized as follows. This term applies more to a product increment as a whole. In most cases, this term implies that the product increment is shippable. The term is defined in the Scrum guide and used as a way to communicate among the team members. So what is communicated to team members? Whether the overall software quality and whether the increment is shippable or not. So if definition of done is not met, you cannot ship the user story, as you can see in our diagram. Now let's deep dive into what is acceptance criteria and what it is used for. Acceptance criteria is used to define the boundaries. Acceptance criteria helps development team define the boundaries of a user story. In other words, acceptance criteria helps to confirm whether application functions as desired, meaning that the user story is complete. Second thing is to reach consciousness. Having acceptance criteria synchronizes the development team with the client. The team knows exactly what conditions should be met, just as the client knows what to expect from the app. Third is to serve as a bias for tests. Now, acceptance criteria are a cornerstone of positive and negative testing aimed at checking if the system works as expected. And fourth, to allow for accurate planning and estimation. Acceptance criteria scenarios allow for correct division of user stories into tasks so that user stories are estimated and planned correctly. Now, let us look at the example of a user story. Now, let us take an example of a user story. Now, I have taken the classic example of a login screen because it is so easy to explain. So, here our story is, as a member, I need to log into the system so that I can view the main screen. So, we have a login screen, and the story is, as a member or as a registered user, I need to log into the system so that I can view the main screen. Definition of done is, upon successfully putting the correct credentials, user is able to see the main screen. So that now definition of done actually describes the happy flow within the user story. So if everything is done correctly, the main screen must be displayed. Our acceptance criteria is as follows. Obviously, I have just written 4 points in acceptance criteria here just to show you what acceptance criteria is looks like. And by no means is this a very comprehensive acceptance criteria. It is only given here as an example. So let's look at the acceptance criteria. The login screen shows appropriate error message when incorrect credentials are entered. Obviously, this is an authentication functionality. So when incorrect credentials are entered, it should not allow the user to log in, as well as it should give appropriate error message. Then we are saying user ID field is alphanumeric and has a minimum limit of 5 characters and a maximum limit of 25 characters. So we are now here talking about the behavior of the user ID field on the screen. The password field is alphanumeric and has a minimum limit of 8 characters and a maximum limit of 25 characters. So now we are talking about behavioral characteristics of the password field, and no special characters are allowed in user ID or password fields. Now, all this can be used to create test cases, and that is the very purpose of acceptance criteria. Appropriately define the behavior of the system and to help the tester write the test cases. Now, all this is fine, but how will we know whether we have written the user story correctly or not? For that, we have a criteria called INVEST. It stands for independent, negotiable, valuable, estimable, small, and testable. A good user story must meet all these criteria. Now let's explore this criteria one by one. Independent. A user story must not have any dependency on other user stories or have a minimum dependencies. This facilitates the ability to execute user stories in any order, since dependency naturally determines order and also tends to become a risk. Second, the story must be negotiable. That means the detail of the user story construction emerged from a conversation between the person who expresses the need and the person that carries it out. Third is valuable. That means the user story must add the value to its users. In this sense, we must be aware that the concept of value can be different for different people. Fourth is estimable. That is, there is sufficient information to be able to guess the effort necessary to execute the user story. Fifth is it should be small. The story should not require more than certain amount of time to be built. In teams that apply Scrum, it is common to use the convention that a story must be able to be completed during the course of the sprint. If not, it needs to be divided. Fragmenting the large user stories into smaller components is delicate action for which other techniques can help. And last, the story should be testable. That means the user story should contain information to make it possible to validate that story fulfills its mission through tests or evaluations. This often requires incorporating information in the form of acceptance criteria, which defines and clarifies the scope of what you expect the story to accomplish. All right, guys, that was all about user stories, and that's all I have for you today. Thank you guys for watching my video, and if you have any questions, put them in the comment section below. If you like to learn business analysis from me, you can contact me. My phone number is in the first slide itself or at the beginning of the video itself. Do call me and I'll be happy to help you out. Thank you and have a good day.